you doing tonight, Ethan?
Well,
How's it going, Ethan?
I'm doing great. Tyson Edwin. Some interesting things so far in this practice session. We have top of the board, Brandon Thomas, which is not a thing people see often, which, you know, if he can keep that pace for qualifying, that definitely should be a storyline for the race.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on Brandon Thomas, Knox, Hyder. I get it right this race. You know, they're both really quick right now, but Aiden Walker, Josh Patterson, and Racing Pimentel, all in that 47 bracket right now. So not a lot of spread throughout this truck field, but that's really kind of a common thing with these vehicles.
Yeah, that guy in 5th place, Racing Pimentel, I'm not going to, hopefully we get that right. Looks like it is his first ever XASCAR start, so excited to see how he does.
Yeah, always interesting to see how these new teams unload right out of the box, and it seems like this race in Pimentel will get it right throughout the race. But it looks like he brought some speed tonight. Be excited to see what he can do. Other notes we got, a new penalty system dropped this week for XASCAR, moving to a WARC style 1 out of 3 strike system, so hopefully that cleans up the field a little bit.
Yeah, additionally to that, we have in the Cup Series limited the roster of drivers who can race, which now means there will be more people racing the Truck Series trying to prove themselves in order to race on Wednesday nights.
You know, NASCAR's got the Xfinity Series, but here in XASCAR, you know, the names are really going to be made in the GGR Throwback Series and the Smoky Mountain Truck Series.
Here we are, we see some of these guys practicing getting on and off pit road. That's Paul Granada and Tobias Matherson getting a little funky coming off pit road. We should be advancing this session here in a couple minutes, going to qualifying, and around 10 o'clock on the East Coast. I'm looking for that 44 truck, to be the fastest in qualifying. Usually he's got the pace to put down some pretty quick laps, and I'm pretty sure he's been the fastest car or truck everywhere we've gone the last couple of races.
Yeah, just pulling up the points here. Let me give a little quick rundown of where we're at. So currently leading the standings right now is Gabe Cazzola, and then you got AJ Hyder in 2nd, Aiden Walker 3rd, Jason Marshall 4th, Kaloa Hankins in 5th. So I believe all 5 of those drivers are attempting to make this race. A quick note, not everyone it looks like will make the race. They'll have to qualify their way in. For the broadcast tonight, we do have a special guest, in-race reporter Christian Visconti. So we'll tune into his truck every now and again and get some real-time feedback from a driver. We're going to advance to qualifying now, it looks like.
And we're going to ride on board here with Christian Visconti as he gets some quick laps in before the session advances. Let's see, who we want to go on board with for qualifying.
Visco, for sure. So really important in these trucks to get a good outlap, just try to build as much speed as possible coming out of 4. The motors aren't tuned as high as the Xfinity or GGR throwback cars, so it's really important just to maximize the amount of time you spend getting your motor up to speed here. Auto Club is a pretty fast track, not a lot of off-throttle time.
And you'll hear us mention Christian Visconti a lot. Christian Visconti is Tony Soprano, for those who may not know.
Big fan of the Soprano.
Big Tony Soprano fan, and he loves to do whatever he can to support that series.
Yeah, so slight blip there about center of the corner, back in the throttle. Kind of letting it float back out. Not much skill it really takes to qualify here, just kind of knowing when your truck's going to get tight on you and when you need to lift out of it.
like Quentin said, it's mostly wide open around this track. But as the race goes on, they'll probably be having to lift a lot in the pack. End up being pack racing, generally towards the middle of the pack. We'll probably have some breakaways near the front, but you'll be lifting a lot in that draft.
The big decision for these drivers is whether to take their first or second lap at speed. The benefits of running a second fast lap, it lets you get a little more heat in the tires, lets you get the motor back up to speed. Benefits of the first lap, obviously your tires don't have those extra corners on them, so they're a little bit fresher. It's always one of those things drivers got to watch out for and just kind of decide what they're going to commit to. Right now at the top of the board, we got Aiden Walker in first with a 40.327, followed by Dimitri with a 40.327. So first and second cars right now tied on time. And as I say that, Larry Miles goes to the top of the board with a 40.282. I believe they take 42 cars. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ethan.
We should be taking 43 cars. So
43. So right now we got Chris Lilly on the bubble, Jay Mulder, Max Steinmeier. Max Steinmeier goes to the top, middle of the board.
Right now,
Chris
Carson
Downey.
Marenka is 43rd. Pierce Mappin is 42nd. First car out is Brandon Esper, but he is on track right now, I think. No, he's done. Everyone who is outside of the top 43 has qualified, except for Chris Downey. So it looks like he's trying to qualify into this race, but I don't know if he's going to make it. We'll see right here.
We sent about 16 trucks home tonight.
He did it! 34th. Chris Downey has made the race.
Right on the bubble.
This is Amir Bascombe getting his qualifying laps in. He is not, I believe this is his first lap. So hopefully if he can get back around and give him a chance to complete both laps. It looks like Kaloa Hankins isn't going to get a lap in, so he's going to DNQ, and he's up there in points.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard blow just missing this race tonight, but still a long season left ahead of Kaloa Hankins, and he can always get those points back.
So Amir on his first lap is 54th. That's not going to cut it. So hopefully he can get it on the second lap. He should have enough time to complete it.
Yeah, he's going to need to pick up at least 3/10 here. It's a big ask. Maybe he gets it done. That would be a story.
I believe 2.2 tenths is all you need. Maybe a little less than that.
I'm a lawyer. I'll do math.
Point. I don't know. Whatever. I think he's in the green.
And he shoots up to
35th. He made it. So
35th. He makes
that
it.
knocks out Connor Trafari. So it looks like your DNQs are going to be Connor Trafari, Harrison Mitchell, Pierce Maffin, Carson Marenka. Oh God, it disappeared.
Brandon Esper, Jacob Mitchell, Colton Dickerson, Aiden Smith, Logan Shore, Brandon Thomas misses. He went from the top of the board in practice to missing the race in qualifying.
That's brutal for the Brandon Thomas team.
John Smith, he misses. I know he's got some beef with another fellow driver. Chris Lilly, Owen Shabinsky, and Logan Hartman, Kaloa Hankins will round out the cars going home.
Alright, let's get this starting grid right off here. So looks like with a 40.282 on the pole, we have Larry Miles, and on his outside we'll have Pravin Richard with a 40.315. On the second row, we have Aiden Walker with a 40.328, and then on his outside will be Dimitri Mundros in fourth place with a 40.328. Ryan Hartman.
Alex Hyder's starting 29th. I know we're going down the grid here, but you know he's always a really fast truck at these races, so a little surprising to see him fall so far behind in qualifying.
Let's see, just looking through here, we Lath Hicks with a decent qualifying effort. He qualified 22nd.
That might be a career qualifying effort for
Might be,
Lathix.
and yeah, you see Hyder and Visco both back there on the 15th row.
So just waiting now on the pace car to roll out. These truck drivers make sure their belts are strapped tight. Crews getting their final checks done. Make sure the radios work.
I think
No,
Larry Miles raced last week, and I think last week was his first event, and he finished, I think, in the top 5. But he is
another name I
also
want to
a new name to XASCAR.
Another name I want to point out here, Jonathan Maynard starting 26th. He was really big in the drivers' meeting about making a statement, trying to get that cup ride. Really felt slighted by the admin decision not to include him in that cup roster. So look out for some aggressive moves tonight as he tries to prove that he belongs in the cup series.
He's in that 60 Allied Do It Right paint scheme. So it should only be one pace lap here as we're coming to the green. I believe the rules for XASCAR are the start of the race will be on the green flag. As you see Chase Gibbons in the wall back there, I don't know what he's doing. And then all restarts should be on the leader in the zone. So if you look at that, if you're on leader, you should have an advantage of the restarts. And in XASCAR, they do the choose count. So 1 to green each time, they will choose. So we gotta look out for the 2. That's a very important part of the strategy of this race.
Pace car is going to peel off here.
Green, green, green.
And the
Here we
green
are,
is
green
out.
flag. Looks like Larry got a good start. Probably getting a push from Dimitri back there.
Clean start so far. Past couple weeks we've had some incidents. Cars just not having good fire off speed, and some incidents have caused come about. But happy to see that the field is taking it pretty smart here.
Looks like Larry Miles drifted up into turn 1, which Aiden Walker took complete advantage of. There's some people in the wall back there, but I think we're keeping it green. Now to complete that first lap, down into turn 1 on the second lap. Aiden Walker as Larry Miles rides that top lane. He gets a good run off of 2, and he's going to go to the inside of Aiden Walker heading into turn 3. Well, he's actually all the way to the apron. He's backing out of that. He's going. Larry Miles is out of there. He has an issue or what? He's coming to pit road. Very odd. Looks like 88. Stern. Racing with Jason Marshall on the outside of Aiden Walker. Jason Marshall has cleared Aiden Walker, and he's taken the lead. Don Star is getting his outside.
Yeah, pretty clean racing so far. This is the most laps from the start that I think we've made. Normally, in the past couple races, we haven't made it 3 laps without a caution. So pretty impressed. But we are 3-4 wide back here, so the front of the field getting pretty racy.
Yeah, just like we said, we're talking about in practice, the front of the field will get a little bit calm, but the batch you get back past the top 5, it's just an absolute slobber knocker back here in the pack. We got Josh Patterson, James Bowmore, Garrett White, all 3 wide.
Yeah, still 3-4 wide back here, about 5 cars back from the front. They'll sort themselves out eventually. But right now we got Jason Marshall just controlling the field right now. Got about a car and a half length behind him. But Donald
Watch what
Stern's
this
got a
do.
little bit of a run.
They just fan out going on that max speed. Immediately get back in line going to turn 3.
Yeah, we got a battle for the lead right now between Jason Marshall and Donald Stern. We got a car spinning. Will that be a caution?
Looks like it's...
That's a caution.
Is that Justin Rott, it looks like, in the 76? Yeah, so we'll fire up the GGR replay and see if we can find out what happened there. Here we are, heading into sent him around, and he tried to save it, and then disappeared for a little bit. That's probably that it was a little late on the yellow because he disappeared. Let's see if we can figure out who he's going off of.
I believe that's the 8 car of Paul Granada.
That would not be good. Alright, here we are. It does look like gets into that 76 truck. Yep, that just gets him around. He has to save it. And unfortunately, he saved it up onto the red track. Good save, but it still brought the yellow out. So our leader is Connor Zola.
Yeah, so according to these new rules, Paul Granada is going to receive an EOL for an avoidable contact. So that's going to be a 1X, which is always going to be a EOL, end of the longest line. And race directors will take note of that, and if there's any future incidents, the penalties will only get stiffer.
Alright, so Jason Marshall is our leader. I don't know if Pier was open that time, but if it was, we had no takers. Except it looks like, oh, Ryan Arnold hit. And Connor Zola. Looks like we had a couple hitters. Paul Granada, Jason Savedo, Max Steinmeier, Gavin McClory, Chris Downey, Marcus Vanderlee. A lot of the people in that second half of this group, looks like they all came down pit road, probably try and get some fresh tires and see what they can do. They only get 3 sets of tires for this whole race, so 50 laps, 3 sets of tires. I'm not 100% what the fuel run is, but it's probably, I'm not even going to try and guess, I got no clue.
Let's bring in our in-race reporter, Tony Soprano, otherwise known as Christian Visconti, for his first little interview here. Christian Visconti, you were in the booth. How's it going, driver?
Oh, it is absolutely fantastic here at the Auto Club Super Speedway of the South. Quentin Haley from Winnebago, Indiana. How are you? How's the booth?
The booth is good. Just serving the suspension, admitting this race. How's your car driving?
Oh, awful. You can't pass here. The thing plows, but, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
All right. Well, you got any notes? Your crew need anything out of you? What do you need here?
Oh, yeah. They need me to get on the loud pedal here, but I'm a little afraid, this racing is terrifying.
Yeah, I understand that.
One question for you, Christian, Tony. What's your fuel mileage looking like in that truck today?
Oh, I got a 14.7 laps of fuel left.
All right, well, you heard
That
it
is an
first.
exact calculation from my crew chief.
So it's looking like our fuel run today is going to be somewhere between 22 and 25 laps. So let's keep that in mind.
Yep. I'll see you next caution, so in about a lap.
All right, have fun out there.
Thank you, Christian Visconti and Race Reporter. All right, so we got the field doubled back up here. Well, Mr. Ethan, how was your day today?
Oh, I'm just doing great today. I was excited all day to get out here and broadcast this race. So, we're getting ready for this restart. It appears they've already done the choose, so we will get ready for that. In the front of the pack here. They should be going somewhere in this restart zone.
Green, green, green.
Ooh, the 88 does not get a good restart. Jason Marshall gets a great restart. He's pushed by Aiden Walker in that 96 truck. Looks like the 47 jumping to the outside. That's Oscar Enriquez. Three and the 96 are going to hold that bottom lane. The 96 jumped to his outside, actually. That's right, race Jason Marshall for the lead.
Yeah, not much room being given to the trucks on the bottom here. You really just can't afford to run any higher. You really got to force the guy on the bottom to run that small line and not get on the gas as quick on exit. Little 4 wide action, a couple cars back in front here. Still 3 wide here, trying to sort it all out, staying clean.
Walker is trying to get on as close as he can to that door of the 3 truck over to the corner. He's going to give him a little crossover off the corner right here. Marshall slid up, so the 96 went low. And he might have a good shot going down into this turn number 3. They're still even. Oh, they're wrecking in the back.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
I don't know who's in it. Looks like Connor Zola, maybe? Oh, the 35's in it. Well, it looks like Josh Patterson is... He may have been in it or he may have gone down pit road to avoid it. Let's see if we can find out what happened here. So here we got Josh Patterson. It looks like he's going to be on the outside of 4 wide with Christian Visconti and RJ Starsvik. And I think the 80 just gets into that 69, and it looks like there may have been a little bit of netco, but the 80 gets into 69 and hooks it right up into Josh. And that'll do it for you every time. Just unfortunate. Let's see if we can go on board with that 80 truck and maybe see what happened here. Let's see. Here we are coming down the backstretch with Christian Visconti. You see RJ on his inside. He's going to go down low to that 3rd groove, and Josh is going to go to his outside. Oh, this is on Josh. My apologies. Let's see. I think we should get a clearer picture if we get that 80 on board, if I know how to work a broadcast here. There we go. Yeah, it just looks like he was just getting, as I like to say, squoze in the middle there. And unfortunately, it led to a couple of wrecked race trucks. Not much you can do around here, but sometimes it's just how it is. As we'll go back live here and see what's going on.
Yeah, let's bring in our in-race reporter, Christian Visconti.
Got it.
Christian Visconti, what happened there, driver?
Well, I went 4 abreast. They were 4 wide between the Wallace boys back there, and the hole just closed on me, but race control didn't see it that way. It's quite a travesty.
Yeah, just part of this new tightening up of the field here. Definitely a bad situation you got put in.
Yeah, my crew chief threw a water bottle at me. He's pissed.
Yeah, well, you'll have that in big-time auto racing. Well, good luck, Christian.
Yeah,
How
pretty
bad's your
messed up.
damage?
I had a minute 15 somehow. I don't know if God just, gave me some damage to make me repent for what I just did, but we got it mostly fixed. We got 5 seconds left, so we'll be all right.
All right, 10-4. Well, good luck, driver.
Yup.
That's Christian Visconti.
Oh gosh, well, looks like they've done the chews already. Looks like we got some pretty short yellows here, which is good, for racing at least. So we're going to be going back green here. It looks like Aiden Walker's chosen the inside with Marshall on the outside. And then after that, it looks pretty normal. The lane choice isn't really a big factor here, but me personally, I'd rather be on the top than on the bottom. We've got the field jacked up here coming to the green. Let's see if Marshall gets a good restart here on the outside.
Green, green, green.
At 96 launches, and if he gets a huge advantage for being the leader. Marshall doesn't have a bad start, but also not a great one. Looks like that 88 got a good restart on the bottom. I think he's going to clear maybe Marshall off this corner. Yes, he gets clear of Marshall, so he pulls up in front of him. And a new face is coming to the front. That's Garrett White in the 26 with Gavin Austin in the 12. And Garrett White is going to the lead, it looks like, with a push from Gavin Austin. And he's going to lead lap number 15. But Aiden Walker is coming back on the outside. The 88 jumps out of line, does not want to push that 96.
Loses it on the bottom there, has to push tight. A lot of racing up front. We're beating and banging.
Garrett White's still up front. Now the 88 is behind him. He gets ready to arc the corner. As the 88 runs the middle, which makes the 96 run the top. The 96 should get a good run off this corner. Gavin Austin's going to try and clear Jason Marsh, but I don't think he will. Gavin Austin close to the quarter panel of that 88, almost turns him, but looks like he backed out of the throttle there. It's getting a little feisty back here just outside the top 5, as it looks like a lot of trucks are stacked up behind that 12. Jason Marshall, Mitchell Rentros, Oscar Enriquez, all looking hungry trying to get by him.
Yeah, it's always a dangerous position to be that slow car kind of holding up the ones behind you. You just never know if they're going to get tired and try to move you, or if, someone's just going to have a run and you just can't react quick enough. But he seems to have fallen in line, got some of his speed back. And as I say, that 3 car ducks to his inside. The 12 is trying to hold like a small shallow entry. 3 cars side by side with the 12. That's your race for 4th.
Yeah, and that 88 truck still does not look very patient behind that 96. It looks like while they're maybe racing not for the lead but for second place, the 88 wants to get by that 96. You can tell. Jason Marshall dove to the inside of the 12. Looks like he almost cleared him, but the 12 is going to get that run off the corner.
26 ducks to the bottom. Don't know if he thinks he's breaking the draft or not.
I don't know if that really works in these NASCAR trucks, but maybe it did. We'll find out. Oh, the 88 hits that apron. He's going to get real squirrely. Yeah, he's going to check up a lot. It's going to allow the 12 to get to his inside off the corner.
First 6 to 8 cars single file, but behind them we have an absolute knockdown drag out of a fight. We got cars side by side trading positions.
Yeah,
Usually that's where your cautions
are
are
here.
from.
Yeah, we got AJ Hyder, Chase Gibbons, Nicholas Bingham, Aiden Oxenine, a bunch of people down here that are just trying to. A lot of these guys aren't even full time. They're just out here having a good time, which could mean disaster for some of these people just trying to get points.
And we got a car almost half spun up front. The 12 car almost spun, but he saved it.
And he's going to lose a lot of momentum from that as he's getting passed by tons of trucks. He's actually going to fall back to where we were just watching that side-by-side battle.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Oh, we have a caution somewhere on the speedway. Looks like Connor Zola is involved. Or that's Ryan Pimentel. Not sure. We'll have to pull up the replay and see what happened there. I'm not sure. I'm not seeing much here.
It looks like it was the Tobias Matheson truck. Yeah, the 03.
Oh, yeah. So we're coming off turn 4 here. And he's getting a little ping pong either 4 wide. That's Lath Hicks in the 06. Oh, it looks like the 07 just comes down into Lath and turns him. See, we lose signal on him right there, but I mean that's not really going to be a hard call to make there. I think they were just 4 wide, maybe not know they were 4 wide, or maybe he got squirrely. Whatever happened, that 07 got into the 06, and it looks like the trucks behind him, some of the people behind him just tried to miss it, went through the grass, and that's what was going on there.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where drivers aren't always aware of what's around them, and it's easy to get kind of sucked into iRacing as a video game and kind of forget that there are, you know, cars around you. And in all credit, it is hard to know spatially where they are without that dynamic sound that you would have in real life, or a spotter, an actual spotter, not the iRacing computer,
like
whatever you
pit
call
stops
it.
going on here. It looks like a lot of the field down pit road as we are right around halfway. Looks like some trucks stayed out. The Tony Soprano being one of those. He's in second place now. So he looks like he might be on an alternate strategy here to gain some track position.
We've seen Visco up front in virtually every single XASCAR race this season. I don't think he's finished outside of the top 8 in any of these races this year, and we saw him lead laps at every single Daytona race. I mean, Mr. Tony Soprano's really put in a very good, valiant effort here throughout the first few rounds of the Truck Series, 87 Series, and Xfinity Series, as we have seen. Now, this isn't a plate track. We've seen him do really good at the plate track, but this week right here at Auto Club, I think he's done really well, and I think an alternate strategy could work out for this 80 car.
Well, let's talk to him real quick. Tony Soprano, Mr. Christian Visconti, you want to talk to us about this strategy you got going on?
Yeah, I don't really know what the hell I'm doing because it so starts stop Quentin Haley from Winamac, Indiana. But I'm second. My crew chief said there might be rain in the area, so we're gonna hope it strikes here real quick. We got about a minute and a half.
It looks like you're choosing that top lane. You think you can use that to your advantage to get past Blake Walker on this restart here?
If you want me to keep it a stack with you, absolutely not. I think I'm gonna be on a train headed backwards here, but I'm gonna try my damnedest. I'll put it on his door into one. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck on this restart.
I'm gonna need.
Try not to die.
Restart's going to be interesting. We see with the split strategy we've got going on. Blake Walker, Christian Visconti, corporate teammates, one might say, up front.
Definitely,
even though
definitely there's some camaraderie there.
Yes, not so much corporate teammates as they are not in the same manufacturer, but they're corporate teammates as they're in the same voice call together. That'll be row number one. Row number two got 2 Chevrolet Silverados. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how quickly these guys with fresh tires can make their way back up through the field, if it'll even matter at all. If we've had a slew of cautions throughout the first half of this race, going to be a nice 25 laps to round out tonight's 100-mile feature here at Auto Club Speedway. Crazy to think that they're racing on rubble. Props to them for doing that.
That is very impressive because this track does not exist. Anyway, we're coming to the green here. We're gonna keep an eye on those top 4 cars. It looks like there's the one who stayed out. I think the first car in fresh tires is Oscar Enriquez in the 47.
Green flag's out. Off and away they go. Christian Visconti, as he said, he's going to take a train to the back. He did not get a good jump on that one. Blake Walker is going to take a train of 2 cars into turn number 1. Oscar Enriquez, the first driver with fresh tires in turn number 3. Blake Walker barely cuts off the nose of the 96, as it's going to be 1, 2, 3 single file. Christian Visconti in the 15 is the first car battle, and we got a spinner off the back straightaway. Kept it clean. Are we yellow? I believe we are.
We are.
Well, that didn't last long.
It wasn't Chase Gibbons' truck. I'm not sure who that was.
If it was a Limeade Media truck, I will shutter my business.
Well, it looks like it was red, so we're gonna go find out what happened there. It wasn't Chase Gibbons.
Yeah, I'm just looking to figure out what caused this yellow
Oh,
here.
here it is.
What's the driver?
It's the 21 of Ryan Kame.
Oh no, looks like he got some help. So we had one spinner. It looks like that was iRacer 95. Paul Granada may have gotten a piece of it, I believe.
Yeah, so it looks like, let's see. I think Paul either checks up, hits that apron, something happens to Paul, he gets loose. Yeah, he just gets loose in front of the 48. 48 checks up, Ryan checks up, the 76 does not check up, and he gets into Kame and spins him around.
Great save by Paul there. I mean, pretty impressive racecraft. But getting a bump and being able to save it at Auto Club, you've got a lot of room to save it, but that was still good work to hopefully not bring out the yellow, even though it came out approximately 10 seconds later.
Yeah, and you got to feel for Ryan Kame. There really is nothing he could have done there. He was doing what he could to not slam into Paul in the car in front of him, and he just got run over from behind.
Really hate to see it. Just another one of those racing deals. You can't really expect the guy behind you to yam on the brakes, as these guys tend to do so. But just one of those racing deals. Whole line checks up in front of you. One person's bound to get spun because somebody didn't brake.
And up front, even though we only made it through one set of corners, but Blake Walker impressed me, not getting completely obliterated by the trucks on fresher tires. We'll have to see how he fares to another restart, but maybe he can make it work on this alternate strategy.
I mean, Oscar Enriquez sitting there in third place. He's going to have, of course, his lane choice with the choose cone. He only really made up 2 spots, and one of those was because Mr. Soprano did not go on the restart. So I would have to say it might be a benefit if we get a long green flag run of more than 5 laps potentially. As he's going to be the first one to take the outside lane, so this will be intriguing to see how his fresh tires are going to jump on this start. But 2 trucks, I'm sorry, with dirty tires on the bottom with some scuffs, and then Oscar Enriquez with fresh tires. Got about a
Pretty
quarter
sure
of
that
a
96 is on fresh tires because he was.
is he?
I think.
10-4.
Because it's Visco and Blake, and then the other guys, I think, both pit.
10-4. Thank you for the correction. So Visco and Blake Walker on the same strategy. It could work out. I mean, if we get a little green flag run, it might start to hurt the 80 and the 0-0. But for the time being, considering we just had a quickie yellow, cautions breed cautions, as Larry Mack once said, and I don't see that trend stopping, especially with the Smoky Mountain Truck Series. Been a pretty solid race so far. Thank you, sir.
I don't see it going green, and even if it does, I think most of those guys that pit, especially with this caution now, are going to be in their fuel window to make it the rest of this race. So you probably don't have to pit again for fuel, but if we get a decent enough run, you may be coming in for tires.
For sure. I mean, we do have, what would it be, 22 laps when we hit the green flag to go.
Yeah, something like that. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Depending on how many sets you've got laying, that would certainly be a split it up, try to get some good fresh tires. You always want fresh tires. His green flag is back in the air. Blake Walker once again gets a really good start. The leader has such a good advantage on the high side, even when you know that they're going.
Well, that 96 jumps to his outside. This is probably where he's going to get that big run because Blake can't keep it as wide open on the bottom, and he's got Oscar behind him, so they're probably going to get a big run down this back straightaway. Look for Dimitri to make it 3 wide here.
Dimitri's going to tuck in line behind the 0-0 for a little bit. I was shocked Blake Walker was able to really hold his own there for a tiny bit on the bottom lane. Had nobody there to help him. 3 wide, the 15 knocks the 19 up the racetrack. As 4 wide coming through the front straightaway.
Oh, the one gets hooked by Jason Marshall.
Caution is out.
That's never good.
Yellow's out once again, and I believe that was totally incidental and avoidable. And our out-of-race admins will be taking a hard look at this one to see what caused it. I was about to say 4 wide typically doesn't last very long in the trucks on the front straightaway at Auto Club. You can hold it, but racecraft of some drivers may not be able to keep it together. So we're going to take a look at the XASCAR replay. They weren't even 4 wide where he got loose. He was 2 wide barely, so
yeah,
we'll take a look
Hunter,
at it.
he was just minding his own business as these guys were battling, and I think he got caught up in someone else's mess. Looks like Garrett White gets the bumper of that 3, gets him loose. That's what happened. So it looks like Garrett got into the back of the 3, or the quarter panel of the 3, and spun him around. Let's see if we can pull up another angle here.
Let's get a little hood cam of the 26, see what Garrett White was thinking.
I don't think I have a hood cam, but we'll do a nose cam. There it is. And Garrett White. Yeah, you can see he just barely gets into the right rear quarter panel of Jason Marshall, and that was just enough to get him loose enough to where he had to react, and that got him into Hunter Collier. Unfortunate, but I think they were just racing, going for some positions there. It might have even been netcode too, with how close it was.
It certainly seemed like that because we could see the fuel. We could see the fuel cell of the 3 car before there was even a movement out of him. Pretty unfortunate. I mean, all those guys are fairly good drivers. Garrett White knows what he's doing with the front bumper of his race car. I definitely don't think he meant to cause an incident out of that one. And then it just stinks for Hunter Collier, some of the drivers back there, especially for the one he was moving his way forwards. He was going to make a pass on the inside lane. But yeah, just another one of those racing deals, and unfortunately, just sometimes you got to put the beans to it. Somebody's got to be at fault, and yeah, just a little overreaction goes a long ways, especially in these trucks.
Yep, very unfortunate it had to happen the way it did, but the race shall continue. It looks like Garrett's probably out, at least for now. He's got no front end. I'm not sure how Hunter's doing. It looks like he's also on pit road. He's getting back going here. There's Paul taking some damage repair. And let's see, Jason Marshall. Nope, that's not Jason Marshall. He's also on pit road taking damage repair. So they might be able to continue. They're definitely not going to be up front because this track is very aero heavy, and even the smallest dent is going to mess up your race. Looks like Chase Gibbons got some damage in that wreck too. You see him rolling off pit road.
I will say though, being able to roll and being a few seconds off pace is something I would much rather prefer to be. If you are a Chase Gibbons, if you're the 3, if you were the 29 that I saw, the 25, all of those guys could easily scrape together a pretty solid points day, all things considered, if trends continue. Just able to roll around 2-3 seconds off pace, so long as you don't cause a yellow of your own, I think you'll be in pretty good position to finish 18th, 19th, 20th, all things considered, if things play out towards the end of the race here. Would much rather be able to continue rolling with your race car rather than having to park it, because at the end of the day, we don't know how many more people we could wreck today, and there's definitely going to be a lot more terminal crashes, especially as the race winds down. The strategies continue to play together. It's certainly going to be interesting, especially towards the end. Depending on how many sets laying we've got, I mentioned that last time.
I think they all should have about one set left, or either two, or I don't know. But it looks. I just want to mention too. It looks like I don't think they fell that far back, so it looks like Blake and Christian both pit and were able to stay in the top 20. So be on the lookout for them as we're heading to the green flag here with Aiden Walker and Donald Starr on the front row.
Green flag, green flag.
The green is out. Aiden gets a great restart. The 88 not terrible.
Oscar Enriquez in the 47 really hasn't been able to make his way up to the front. We kind of highlighted him. He was on the charge. But so far, he's pretty content sitting there in second, pushing the 96. Got a battle for second here, the 88 and 12. 3 wide coming off the corner for fifth. They're going to smartly back out of that one here as the 2 backed out of it, and he had someone right on his bumper. I bet there's going to be some words of frustration from the Best Buy machine, even though that wasn't necessarily his fault. He's going to take it 3 wide. Now 2 wide out of the 76 as we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single file under a blanket, some bobbing and weaving. Here comes Oscar Enriquez with a run out of the corner, blocking to the high side, going into turn 1. We're going to be 2 wide for the lead.
I think that 88 wanted to make it 3 wide, but he thought better of it, and he pushed Oscar into turn 1. Be on the lookout because he's been really aggressive all race. I know if he gets the chance, he will take it. But Oscar is on the outside of the 96, so he's should get a bit running. Look, there he goes. The 88 is taking it 3 wide.
I knew that his front stretch move wasn't going to be able to be held back for long. 3 wide, takes the momentum. He might sweep back up the track. Still 3 wide for second. Here comes the 12. Played his runs smartly. He knew which line to go to. It's going to be very interesting to see who gets the run coming into the turn 1. They're side drafting, beating and banging. This is some great racing out front for first place. Backs out of it into turn 1. We're 2 by 2 for first, second, third, and fourth.
And that's Pravin Richard up into 5th place. That could be an underdog story if he can get up there and make some challenge for the lead. Oh, they're wrecking back there.
Wrecking.
Bradley Sawinski.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Able to save it.
Oh,
barely tags
Garrett White gets into him. There's Blake Walker wrecking down low. Not ideal for a lot of these guys, but looks like most of this wreck was actually not truck regulars, but cup guys. So we'll see what happened here. Looks like someone may have just gotten turned down on the backstretch.
This may feed into the narrative of letting these cup guys go into the truck series. Certainly, leaching has been a big topic of discussion recently as we saw 3 wide back there. I believe this is for like 10th, potentially. The 19, I believe, will wash up the track, so we'll catch a little bit of replay right here.
looks like it's around just outside the top 10. All right, let's see what happened here. 28 is on the outside of the 92. He's 3 wide. Yep. The looks like the 19 got into the 92, which sent him into the 28, and that just caused the whole pile up there. It looks like it might have been a little net code, so we're gonna go see if we can get a different angle of that.
That was just I think it was just guys running out of room, not knowing how much they had. The 19 was really washing up the corner there, and then the 92 washed up even more, which certainly did not help things. And then a slight little ping pong with these trucks is calamity corner.
Here we are looking at games. Yeah, it looks like a little bit of net code, but still, that's going to be end of the day for a lot of these guys. Blake Walker caught up in that after pitting, but it looks like Visco got through, and I think we're going to go on board with him as we try and get through this wreck. Hold on, I got to move some stuff around. Oh gosh. Gyro. Alright.
Broke out the big budget for this one, got the gyro cam out.
This is Christian Visconti's view of that wreck. He just gets low, as low as he can, and just makes it through that without a scratch. The apron down here is real bumpy, so you gotta be careful not to spin out down there. A good wreck avoidance by Christian Visconti and Tony Soprano.
Go as low as possible and make sure you don't get clipped.
He's actually up to 6th place, which is crazy because he restarted 17th. So I think those tires are already paying off. It looks like we had some pit strategy here, too.
I believe we definitely did. We just saw some people pit. We not seeing Oscar Enriquez, the 96, those guys, Aiden Walker up front. The 12 car who just made a bold move for the lead for the most part.
Yeah,
they
so
are
it's
definitely
looking like the top 14 stayed out. So Lath Hicks is the last car that stayed out, I believe. There's usually some more guys going down right there. I think because we're coming to, should be coming to 1 to green here. I think we're choosing, yeah. So it should a couple less guys, but we'll see where these guys end up.
I think this is. I know we might have our share of more cautions. We just saw that we had a yellow after a pretty good stretch of great racing. I think this might be a really critical restart for most of the guys up here, especially towards the front and towards the back. I'm a little caught off guard by the 07's number being a little small, but I will move past that with my OCD. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty critical restart for, I'd say, everybody up here, especially the guys that just wrecked. Because, like I said, if you were able to keep running after the wreck previous, or even the wreck that just happened, I think we may have thinned out the field just enough to where the only wrecks we might see would be 1-car, 2-car spins, maybe a little bit of a bump gone wrong towards the front.
Additionally, I think that tire strategy that these guys are on right here might work out because we've only run a couple, maybe not even 2 full laps under green here. So I think these guys might be pretty good tire-wise to stay in front of those guys that just pit.
For sure, but we've seen at Auto Club in years past,
Green flag.
2-lap fresher tires are the key. Green flag's out. We're underway. Once again, the inside line is the leader's choice.
Nicholas Bingham doesn't get the greatest restart, as Justin Rott, who's been involved in multiple incidents today, has found himself back up to the front, pushing Donald Stern.
Chris Downey, the lone car on the outside, and the number 22, a Ward Burton throwback. He's going to try to make a charge to the front. He hasn't been really near the front most of the day, but there he is battling for 4th place. He's going to take the outside, get the 4th. Got a Chris Lilly Designs car behind him, the 07 Christian Visconti giving the 19 a big shove. Got a gaggle of cars right here. Vanderlee in there as well. The top 8, I think that's the top 10 all underneath a 1 second blanket here, as we've got some pretty good racing out front.
Christian makes it 3 wide.
Nearly makes a move to the bottom lane as we're 3 wide, 4 wide by proxy heading into turn number 1, washing up the track. Be careful there. The 15 barely keeps it off the 76. That's going to let the 88 drive away.
Don't worry, guys. I am still here just dishing out penalties for this field. We had a really good green flag run, and then we just got mired in some cautions. Looks like Christian Visconti might cause another here.
But we're coming to 10 to go here, so if you're going to be in the front, now's your time. A lot of desperation moves could be made here. You see Lath Hicks blocking back there for just outside the top 10.
Yeah,
3 wide, 4 wide. We're going to head into turn number 1. This might not be good. Paul Granada's in the middle, and he's definitely going to be able to stick it. Got 2, honestly, pretty competent drivers in this 4 wide. I feel pretty confident they're able to hang on to it. But never mind.
Vanderlei and oh, they're all wrecking.
Oh, they're wrecking after the yellow too. What are we doing? I take full responsibility for that. I jinxed it wholeheartedly. I said they'd keep it together.
Well, I thought it was Vanderlei and the 07 car got together, and I thought they were going to just keep it down there on the apron, and it wasn't going to be a yellow, and then we switched cameras, and they were wrecking again. So let's find out what happened here. See if we can get a good shot of that.
Quentin just got done writing the last penalties of this one, and he's got a whole nother paragraph to write into the admin chat. I would honestly say it was just running out of room for the 07 and Vanderlei, but for everybody else, I have zero clue what happened.
So, I think the 78 is the one that gets turned, so we're going to watch the 78. We'll keep an eye on the 78 here as we go back. It looks like the 07 might have got a little loose, and that's why Marcus got into him. So, but that's not really what we're watching.
I think the 42 might have caused that.
There goes those guys. And I think Bomar got up into Paul. I think that's what happened. The 66 is turned after the wreck.
Oscar Enriquez gave the 56 a bump, which then pushed. I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of this right now. There's a lot going on.
So it looks like the 07 washed. All right. So let's scroll back for a second. 07 washed up into Bomar's nose and kind of just went off the nose of him down into Vanderlei, who was getting a shove from Oscar Enriquez. And then Bomar reacts, goes up high into Granada, who then hits the 78, which causes that chain reaction wreck, and then somebody no brakes the 66.
So we're going to go blimp cam, or actually chopper cam, no blimp cam. Blimp cam here with Paul Granada, and this should give us a good idea of what happened. Just watch that A car right there. Yeah, looks like I think the 20 was trying to scoot up to get past those spinning cars, got into Paul, and he got into the 78, and that's just what triggered all of it.
Looks like a fair amount of net code too. We can't place the blame fully on that one, but
100%, yep.
Paul definitely got moved up by an unknown entity, and then honestly, he was running quite fine in that position, and then I think it was like a wall glitch almost, where the 78 shot down back into the 8 car.
Yeah, very strange. There is some spots in that wall on the outside here at Auto Club because it is an older scan of the track, so sometimes that happens here on iRacing. So you never can be too sure, but it looks like it was just a reaction to those 2 spinning cars, and that's kind of what set all that off.
We'll send the welding crew out there to weld together the safer barrier. Make sure that there's no bumps. Actually, we're going to send them out to put more bumps in there, as Chris Downey just definitely missed the choose cone by a wide margin.
Yeah, you never can be too sure with that choose cone. It's almost arbitrary, but I know our admins will be on it. Our admins being Quentin Haley, so we'll find out what happens there.
One may think that being sent to the back of the field is not the worst penalty in the world, but that puts you in pretty much the biggest mess of everything.
I mean, there's 7 laps to go. We're going to be going great with 6 to go. There's definitely, I feel like there's going to be more cautions on the way, but even if there's another caution, that'll probably lead us to a 2-lap restart, and then if there's not a caution, still there's only 6 laps to go, so if you're going, you gotta go now.
I really didn't realize that adminning these races would take so much effort. Sorry for kind of shirking my reporting abilities tonight, guys. But you've done a great job.
From Winnemucca, Indiana.
Yeah, my name is Quentin Haley. I am from Winnemucca, Indiana.
Keyword from.
So what do you guys think coming down to the last couple laps here? What do you think's going to happen? We're going to stay green, or are we going to see more yellows?
I think we're going to see some more yellows, but I'm surprised by this 76. He's been in the back all day, and he's keeping his own up here up front.
Green.
Hopefully he can finish this race well.
Green flags back out. We're underway. I'm hoping we get some green flag runs as we're already 4 wide for P last. Yeah, that's something. Single file, though, through first, second, and third as we're still... Wow, keeping
Late
clean.
Hicks making it 3 wide between Hyder and Swinski. That's Chase Gibbons in the 27.
Lathix got something to prove. He didn't make the Cup Series roster cut. We're going to battle for the lead. Ask for the lead coming to the front here. 3 wide to 76.
Diving under the 88. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold it. 88 had to move up a little bit.
The 15's going to have to run.
Yeah, he's going to have a big run. He's going to go to the outside. I thought he was going to go to the inside, but he went to the outside.
Dimitri might have...
3
Dimitri
wide
might be in the best spot of all of them. Yeah. Dimitri's going to be in the best spot out of all of them. He's going to have the outside lane. Going to rip the outside.
Right here.
Yeah, he's going to be like Kyle Larson. My goodness. Yeah, he's probably going to get a huge run. The 76 washes up, blocks the run of the 15. That's the smartest thing that I've seen happen all night up front. 2 by 2, 2 by 2, through 6
Visco defending hard. That's Provid Richards defending on.
Visco throws the people's left rear quarter panel to Provid Richard.
Bit of a breakaway now between the top 9 cars and the rest of the field. Tony Soprano of Mr. Christian Visconti got about a 6 to 7 car gap out behind him, and he is running in 9th place.
4 to go here as the leaders, as we mentioned, the breakaway. This is going to be the group that we see battle for the win here.
Dimitri's fighting hard to get clear of that 76, and he is. He's going to dive to the bottom of the 88 and see if he can make that pass here on the bottom. He's going to send it in there. The 88's going to send it in there too. I think he's going to clear.
Using the side draft of the 88, he gets the run into turns 3 and 4, clears him. The 88's got his bumper on his nose.
Back under.
Sends him a little left rear quarter panel.
He almost turned him, but I think he turned down the track to not get into him. He's going to get a run right here.
15 running that top lane. He's going to have a bit of momentum on exit.
3 to go. Coming down the back straightaway.
88's just feeding him that side draft, not letting him get clear. Visco's getting squirrely back there. They're pushing
5
hard.
5 miles to go. 5 miles to go for these truckers. As the 88 sends it into the bottom, clears the 15. We got the 76 right on the quarter panel with the 2.
Oh, the 15 shoots up the track. We got to turn.
I think we're staying green, though. I think we're staying green.
Staying green.
No caution. 2 laps to go.
Moondros went from top to bottom to take the lead back with 2 laps to go into turn number 1.
The 76 lost all his momentum. I think he's out of this. Can the 19 of Logan Solye get there with help from the 12? Will they work together to catch these leaders? I think they are. I think they're going to be good boys and stay in line while these 2 are side by side.
This only helped Visconti and Robin Richard here as we got a 6-car grouping for this front battle.
Banging for the lead. Dimitri and the 88 are getting into each other hard.
Side by side, pushing each other up the
19.
Top to bottom, 1 lap to go. Sponsored by nobody here at Auto Club.
This thing's going to come down to the wire. Look for that 19 to make it 3 wide, and if the 12 has a chance, they might make it 4 wide.
We're going to see some chrome horns out here tonight. Oh,
top is really checking up.
Loose.
Running out of room off the top lane.
The 19 wants to make it
together.
3.
They're staying in line, bouncing off the wall. Robin Richard goes to the outside. He's going to be the one that takes it to the high
There's a
side of
lap car in
15.
front of him. Will that play a factor? I don't think
Robbie
it
gets
will.
12 the bumper.
But
Here
zero
comes the
nine
09 down
momentum.
low.
Provin Richard, no, it's going to be the 88. He wins it here at Auto Club.
A great job by the 88 holding off Dimitri Mundros. Very impressive to do that clean as well. Some great racing here at the end.
Man, that was a great finish here for this truck race. Fighting off the hard chargers, it's the 88.
And Pravi Richard has got himself a top 3 finish, which is very impressive. I'm very proud of that guy.
Mr. Stern of the 88 gets his first Smoky Mountain Truck Series win here, and he's the third different unique driver to get a victory.
We've got 3 drivers, 3 winners, so.
How about that? Burning down in number 88. Dale Jr. was never able to win in the Diet Mountain Dew Chevrolet. Well, Mr. Stern is going to burn it down here tonight at Auto Club. What a win for this 88 car. What a win for the group. A race of attrition came down to the wire. 5-lap shootout, and he was able to get to the front.
I'm excited to get some of his interviews done here.
Man.
I'm typing it out.
It should be Stern, Pravi, and Gavin Austin. I don't know. Never mind.
While we got him, let's talk to our interest reporter, Christian Visconti.
Yup.
Looked to be a good run there. What more did you need coming to the checkered?
Coming to the checkered, I needed to not hit the 15's right rear. I just kind of drove in there. I saw God, and I got really excited, but I just got costed. They're trying to keep me down, and that's all right. Still a good run for my. Hold on, give me a second. Still a good run for my Team Visco Motor Club Racing Ventures Garage Enterprise Autosport Technologies Incorporated LLC Toyota Tundra. So we'll take it.
Thanks, Stretch. And
Well,
then
we just drug in your teammate Blake
My
Walker.
corporate teammate.
Your corporate teammate Blake Walker. Blake, how was your race?
it was pretty bad. I think I have the worst luck imaginable. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I missed the wreck and then got clipped and was just about to just glide to the inside when Connor Zola said, I turn now, and just drove through me.
All right, that was Blake Walker and Christian Visconti. Thanks for the interviews, guys. Let's drag in who was our third place driver.
Pravin Richards, is he in the waiting room for us?
He is not. Second place was Gavin Austin.
Second place was Gavin Austin. Let's get him in here.
No, we got Pravi.
Oh, Pravi's in the waiting room? All right, bring him in here.
Pravi, you are in the XASCAR TV GGR booth. How do you have a copy?
No, I don't.
All right. Unfortunately, you can't hear us apparently. Well, I'm going to ask anyways. How was the race?
I was just cooking, I was thinking of moves to make, and then all of a sudden, there was some couple of decent moments that, that I had a chance, but I was just, I never had this combo truck. I mean, what was it saying? A truck and car combo. So, I was just trying to learn for the first 30 laps. So then the 20 laps, I was just chilling.
Well, for just running this for the first time, you did a good job. Tyson, Ethan, you got any questions for our third place driver?
Pravi, I just want to say I saw you watching you all night out there, and you ran a great race, and I'm very pleased to see you up here in the top 3. I think you deserve it.
Hell yeah, thank you, brother. Nice to see y'all.
And that was Pravin Richard,
right.
driver of the 09 truck. Next, we're going to pull up Gavin Austin in here if we can.
Gavin Austin, you're in the XASCAR GGR TV booth. Do you have a copy, driver?
Yes, sir, I do. What's up, guys?
All right, buddy. You finished second in this video game tonight. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I missed out on Daytona, so I needed a good finish to try to get up there in points. I think it was 6 last week, so I don't know. I should round up being somewhere in the top, I think 15 at least. I don't know.
You made some pretty aggressive moves out front, rightfully so, towards the last 15 or 20 laps. Were the first 30 laps for you pretty much just learning the track, learning how to get your bearings right before being able to make those moves and get up to second?
Yeah, I didn't really qualify where I wanted to, so I kind of had to make my way up the field, and then that last pit stop there that I did to top off on fuel just to make sure if we did go in overtime, I'd be good. I kind of had to make my way up the field again, which worked out for me because there's a wreck. So yeah, it was a lot of learning to it, but overall it was good.
All right. Well, we're glad to have you up here. Glad that you're finished second. Hopefully, you can keep the good runs coming. Thanks for coming out here tonight.
Thank you guys.
All right. Next up, we should have the winner of the race, Donald Stern, up here in the booth. Let's talk to him.
Donald Stern, you are in the XASCAR GGR TV booth. Do you have a copy?
I have a copy, gentlemen. How's it going?
Oh, it's going well up here. Congratulations on your win tonight. How was the truck driving?
Oh, it was driving good. Had to stick it on the outside. My tires probably, if I had one more lap, I don't know if it would have been handling well. So perfect amount of laps there. So yeah, it was driving great though.
Well, you were up front for a lot of the race, and I think you did a great job holding off Dimitri there.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not controversial to say, but Dimitri Mundros, it does race very hard. A lot of drivers, when they battle with him, don't come out the other side, but you guys had a great, clean battle coming to the finish there. And
I gotta say, great job on his part for keeping me in the race there. He definitely could have cleared up there and just wiped out my existence, and he raced me hard there and raced me clean. I was very appreciative of that.
Yeah, it was great to see you guys have a good, clean finish, and we're just glad to have you out here. And are you in the Cup Series, Donald?
I'm not in the Cup Series actually.
Well, this might let you be in that race on Wednesday night if you have a free slot available. We'll just have to see. But thanks for coming up here. It was good to talk to you. Hopefully you keep the good runs coming.
Yeah, it's nice to see you, gentlemen.
All right, that was your winner, Donald Stern. Well, boys, that is the end of the XASCAR Smoky Mountain Truck Series race at Auto Club. What are your takeaways moving forward?
I think, me personally, it was from up here in the booth. It was a great race, but I can see how a lot of the drivers, we've heard comments about how there were a lot of cautions, and a lot of people might not have enjoyed that. But from what I was seeing, most of the wrecks, other than like the first few cautions, were caused by drivers that are full-time in the Cup Series. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that, and maybe that could influence certain decisions on how this is run going into the future.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really clean race if you compare it to the past few of this season. And I mean, you're always going to have that where cautions are going to breed cautions. But all in all, I thought the field did a really good job of racing with respect. And I'm excited to see this truck field next week.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be back in the booth next week. Next week, I'm hearing reports that our race is going to be at the Nürburgring. So,
well, you know, real quick, let's bring in Brad Zawinski.
Owner
Brad,
of the series.
Why are we going to the Nürburgring? You want to tell the fans a little bit about your decision-making process, or maybe a lack thereof?
You know, the Nürburgring has been a staple in the Smoky Mountain Truck Series for a very.
All right, that's all we need to hear from Brad Zawinski.
All right, well, that's going to be all for us, folks. We'll see you next week. Thanks for coming out tonight here on GGR TV. We're glad to have you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let us know if you enjoyed it. And if you did, we'll keep doing this. Thank you all. This is Ethan Harrison, Quentin Haley, and Tyson Gifford signing out from the booth.
Yippee!